Hello, hello. Did you know that nobody succeeds beyond his or her wildest expectations unless he or she begins with some wild expectations? In the words of Ralph CHARELL, that's what he says. So the question is, what are your expectations for your life? Are you excited about your future, or are you facing it with unease and fear? For most people, the future holds too many uncertainties, and the fear of what might happen tends to overshadow that ray of light that represents the life they want, the life they desire. One of the hardest things to do in life is to lift yourself out of your current circumstances and step up to the level of life you desire. Part of that means you have to take responsibility for how you think and feel. And that is hard to do because it means you have to make the ultimate decision to do it and then to take action on it. Hi, I'm Leslie Gadet, mindset and emotional awareness coach for women. I work with female entrepreneurs who have strong CEO skills, but they need more self care incorporated into their business to support their emotional and physical well being. Through developing powerful mindset skills, strengthening their self awareness muscle around their emotional trigger moments, and learning that loving themselves without judgment or criticism is going to teach them how to teach others how to love them, but it'll also teach them how to love others as they want to be loved. And this will support their overall vision for their life, what most people call filling your cup. Now, we all live with unconscious expectations of ourselves and for our lives. Our expectations not only determine what we have in our lives, but it also represents what we are willing to settle for. Expectation is a very powerful emotion and one that very few people ever learn to fully cultivate. Whatever you expect with certainty is what you will get in your life. So what you believe you're going to have is what you're going to have. Like Henry Ford saying, like, either you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So I mean, when you think about it, that's pretty like it's kind of scary to think that both the positive and the negative for you could be your reality. Expectation is the emotional state where an idea becomes so real that you feel it. You know, you can feel it even though you can't hold it yet. It's like that invisible magnet that attracts into your life that which you expect. When you expect something, you activate and engage those parts of your mind and your nervous system, which can empower you to think the unthinkable and to do the undoable. And one of the most powerful ways to cultivate expectation is to develop a very clear vision for your life, having clarity for what you want. Now, there's the question, right? Do you have clarity? Most people never even make the time to really define what they want for their lives because what are they focused on? Well, they're focused on one of the easiest things, which is what they don't want. Because if you ask someone what they want for their life, they'll sit there and go, well, I know I don't want. See, it goes directly to the negative. It's front and center of all of the things that they wish was not a part of their reality. Now, on the flip side, some people who do know what they want, well, they follow the hope and pray strategy. They kind of know what they want, but they may not believe they can have it. So they hope that something will happen and come along that will make that desire their reality. They may even believe that by following the law of attraction, ask, believe, receive is all they have to do. Ask for what they want, believe that they deserve, wait until they receive it. But there's one missing element, and part of the equation which I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about, and that's they need to take action based on what they want. Yes, you can ask for something. Yes, you can believe that you deserve to have that, and you can be open to receiving it. But if you do nothing, then how is that going to become your reality? You have to take steps and be in the doing in order to get you one step closer until you achieve your goals. Now, I do believe our minds are very powerful and that we can manifest things into our lives by thinking it. But I don't believe that there's a genie waiting on the other side of a wish and things magically appear. I believe that when we start down the path of the law of attraction, if you will, ask, believe, receive, we're igniting our brain, our search engine, to start looking for the solutions, for the tools, for the way, for the pathway, for the ideas to for us to be taking inspired action so that we can ultimately achieve our goals. So I have an analogy that I've used a few times and I haven't talked about it in a while, but it's like having a football team, right? So you're the quarterback of your football team. But today you decide, you know what? I don't feel like it. I don't feel like being a part of it. I'm going to just ask for what I want. I'm going to believe that I deserve, and I'm just going to sit back and let it come to me. And so, what ends up happening as the quarterback of your team, if you are sitting on the sidelines and your team is out there trying to move the ball, trying to defend their end zone, they're, of course, defense has their own plays that they call, but the offense, well, they typically rely on the quarterback to call the plays, right? Because he's the one that handles the ball. He has the center who gives him the ball, and then he's going to throw it. He's either going to throw it, he's going to pass it, whatever that is, or he even might run because some of them do that. But the thing is, if he's not out there and his offense is out there left to their own devices, they're going to be trying to figure out, well, how do we do this? Are we going to run? Are we going to rush? Are we going to run? Are we going to throw? Are we going to go for Hail Mary if we're at the end of the play and it's like it's scarcity mindset time and I need to get it done? And what plays do we make? Because quarterback, which is you, is supposed to be making those calls, right? But because you've decided, I'm just going to ask, believe, and just sit back to receive, you're not allowing yourself to really get into the thick of things, to be in taking inspired action, to be enjoying the process of life. And in the doing, you are making the plays. See, when you're sitting on the sidelines and you're not your own quarterback of your life, it's the fastest way for you to live a life filled with regrets, of dreams not realized, and things left undone and unsaid. It's like you're letting life call all the shots and you're letting life make all your plays. And again, that's like having that football team without a quarterback, and every player is taking turns running the plays and deciding, well, where am I going to throw or run the ball? And that's going to be total chaos, right? Too many hands in the pot. So are you living your life as the quarterback, or are you just sitting on the sidelines watching the plays and just hoping and praying? Let me put it another way, because I came across this woman in part of my research a while back, and I talked about her. Her name is Bronnie Ware. She's an Australian nurse. She spent several years working in palliative care, caring for patients in their last 12 weeks of their life. And she wrote a book called Regrets of the Dying. And her top 5 were, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. The second one was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Third one was, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And the last one, which really, really kind of made me just realize I was this person a few years ago. I wish that I had let myself be happier. All of these things were choices that they had the power to control, but they went through life and looked back with regret. So I ask again, are you actively participating in your life and not just at the ask, receive, believe stage, but you're actually getting into action? You're allowing your brain, which is your search engine, like Google, right? Look for solutions like you would do on Google, looking for the answers, where you're letting your brain, you're telling your brain, this is what I want, and allowing it to start looking for the answers, the solutions, and that's where you're taking action to achieve your goals and building your life the way you've always wanted to live. Or Are you that person who is sitting on the sidelines? Or maybe you're just hoping and praying that if you just keep asking and you just keep believing that someday, one day, you'll receive it, your dreams will come true. I want to remind you that we are coming to the end of yet another year. And if you have goals that you've spoken out loud, but you haven't yet achieved them, but you've been doing the work, I just want to encourage you not to give up. Just keep on going and keep at it. But if you are someone who's just been asking and believing and hoping to receive, but you're just hoping and praying and you're not doing anything to achieve your goals, do you believe that you will achieve your goals if you do nothing? If you don't take part in your life and enjoy it, by the way, in the doing where you're growing and you're learning and you're achieving your goals, you have milestones along the way as you go, and you're anchoring in what I love to call celebration memories along the way, memories that you can take with you along into the rest of your life. If you're not doing all of that, do you think you will look back on your life with excitement and gratitude or with regret? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm only trying to get your attention so that you start living your life. You start truly enjoying each day, experiencing all that life has to offer. And if you are in the middle of deciding I have a goal, even if you start today saying to this time next year, this is my goal. It's never too late to start. But if you're going to speak something out loud, it's not just simply asking and believing and just sit back and receive. You still have to be in the doing and navigate your life and enjoy the process and anchor in those moments, learning life's lessons, the ups and the downs, embracing everything so that you can look back on your life and say, you know what, I'm glad I allowed myself to live. I'm glad I took those chances. I'm glad I didn't just sit and hope and pray, but I actually got into the doing. I'm glad I was actively participating, even if not everything was brought to my reality, even if things didn't always turn out as planned. I am so grateful that I allowed myself to really live my life. I want that for you. That's my hope for you. So it's up to you. So, with that being said, I just want to remind you to remember to navigate your days with an attitude of gratitude, because with the right attitude, it will put you in the right mindset for when life throws her curveballs or puts up those roadblocks in your way. You will be in a better frame of mind to manage those emotional trigger moments. And for all of my Canadian family and friends, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving Day, happy Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.